It's time for another arcade restoration. Who doesn't remember The Simpsons? I believe every retro arcade needs The Simpsons in it. But can Brinley and I get this game restored in time for the opening of the Time Rift? Let's find out. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you again for watching. This is Brinley.
Hello.
And I'm Mike, and we are going to work on this beast today. This is the Simpsons. Now, we have a Simpsons. I'm not sure if it's on camera there, but behind us, I'll show you in a second. We have one that we restored years ago that's been running here in the Electric Starship arcade. But this one is going into the Time Rift, so it's got a lot of work to do, and we have a short time to do it. So let's look and see what all needs to be done and get to work. All right, so let's take a closer look. First of all, let's check out the control panel. This is not going to do, so we're going to have to order something there. We have a different kind of joystick here. We could, repurpose it, maybe use it for something in the future. These do look like the Wico or Wico, however you want to pronounce it. I'm not here to correct anybody. Y'all can correct me though in the comments below. But these look and feel pretty good. We just probably need to pick up another one. And I have detest the modern Wico stick. There's also a hole burrowed in it. I'm guessing this was to add credits. We'll probably want to add individual credits or maybe find a free-to-play ROM. Again, this was not even the right size, it looks like, originally. The marquee looks to be laminated, which is weird. So we may get a new marquee while we're at it. The side art is... This is actually pretty decent side art for a 90s Simpsons. So when this game came out, they just used like a real poor material as far as printing, and usually these are just pitch white. So the fact that it has any color at all, I'm kind of amazed. But we want it to look better than that. We want it to look a little closer to new. And side art's not a huge deal. We can get new side art, and yeah, you can just kind of see what it looks like here. That's our Simpsons over there. As you can tell, the side art is much nicer and the colors are good. The only thing I would have done different is I wouldn't have put this plastic covering over it, because I thought that would really help it, and this was early on in my early restores, and what it ends up doing is allows things to get in between it, so you really can't clean it, and I don't love it. And then it stretches with the heat and cold. The plastic changes shape, so it creates a bubbling effect, and I don't love that either. But other than that, it turned out really sharp. It's like a really pretty clean game. So now we just need to do it to this one. The other problem with this, if I remember correctly, and we'll have to open it to see, is the inside. So the board is in there and a monitor is in there, but I don't think there is a chassis for that monitor. So I don't know why. And that's always scary. So let's explore more. All right, Brinley, take that screw out and let's see what's inside. I hope this is just the screw that holds it together. You may want to, yeah, I figured, yeah, grab that door. Here. I'll grab that. You grab the door. Yeah, so here we go. And just as I suspected, a monitor, no chassis. Let's investigate further. So we got to figure out what this is. So this just looks like a Wells Gardner 7191 monitor, or well, what was there before they took it off. There doesn't appear to be anything broken, so that's nice. There is a board, and it looks to be the original Simpsons board. It's a Konami board, so I wouldn't imagine they put anything else in there. So that's good. The power supply is kind of janky, so that's not so good, but we're gonna try to find a chassis and try to light this thing up and see what it does, see what it looks like. Maybe a bad tube, may have to switch the whole thing out. So I've got two chassis. I just plugged this one in. This is the first one I wanted to try. It says on it Mike Woods, and it says 5.3 of 20. So you can see what I was doing in the pandemic. 25-inch cap kit, flyback, hot. So this is a serviced chassis. It was honestly not very organized and laying on my my test cart. Yeah, so I've got it all hooked up. We're gonna try it in a second. I also have another chassis here. Again, cap kit, my initials, January of 22, so a couple of years ago. I worked on this chassis. I just usually write notes of stuff that doesn't work. So I'm hoping this is a working chassis. Brinley is gonna plug this thing in, and let's get it on camera and see if anything happens here. I'm ready. All right. So I heard a little buzz from the monitor there. Yeah, it sounds, I can't see with the light, but the board is working. I can hear the Simpsons. Hey! Really, we got something. It's dark, but we got something. I mean, that's a working Simpsons board. I know you guys are going, well, that's ugly. Well, yeah, this whole thing's ugly. All right, so really hold that on the monitor there. Hold on the picture. Let me see if I can brighten it up. Pull out too much. Oh, so we got a little contrast there. I can't turn that up too much. Or black level. There's contrast. There's black level. Boy, that's a dim monitor. Let's see if the actual knob here works. That helps me?
Blurry.
Blurry?
Yeah.
Hey, blurry? Oh, wait. Blurry? When did I hit the focus? That's right. Is that better?
That's dim, yeah. It's not blurry. It's dim though.
It's still dim? Okay. See, this should be the focus here, I would think. Is that brighter or darker?
Neither.
Nothing? Nothing? Like that.
That's brighter slightly. Now it's fuzzy.
Well, this isn't fun. How about this? Does this adjust the fuzz?
I'm just moving the screen.
Alright, well, we have more to do. We're gonna have to figure this thing out. Okay, so we're here in the back, and we have the rejuvenator hooked up, and we've already went through and did a few of the tests here, and we're hoping to get a little better picture out of this thing. So there you go. This is what it looks like. Basically, we just put it on, dial it up right, and hit the rejuvenation, and you can kind of, I don't know if you can see in the light, but sometimes you get a little spark or whatever, and it's, try to clean them guns up. You don't want to do it too long, because if you do, it will you know, burn the guns out. They won't last long anyway. So this is kind of a last-ditch effort. We may just put another monitor in. This tube may be shot, you know, from when we bought it, from the guy we bought it from. All right, so after rejuvenation, the chassis that did work is back in. Brinley, plug it in. Let's see if it does anything better. If not, hey, we'll just go dig a monitor out. And... Whoa, it's much brighter now. That's good. It's very green and it's kind of a 3D look to it. Yeah, it's still pretty bright. Focus off any for it.
That's better. Oh.
Okay, we're getting there. We're getting something. Starting to see some hope here. A little bit of hope. What?
Oh.
Look at that.
That is solid.
Look at that. Alright. Looks like it wants to move a little on us.
Yeah.
Could be me wiggling the cord. Ah. So, you see this little curl right here?
Okie dokie.
See how it's curling at the top? On Konami games, you have to do a little something on the wiring to you can make that curl and get a little better. But, Actually, you know what? I think I just made it get a little better. It still has a little curl there, but we're on to something. What do you think? Let's find the right. And that isn't bad at all. Now, how long will that last? I don't know. Looks like we need a little red. So I'm gonna find the red one. I believe it should be here.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that ain't bad. I'll try some. There we go.
Ooh.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Look at that, folks. We're not complete idiots. We figured something out here. Hey, that is totally serviceable. Look at that. Good colors and everything. Again, a little rejuvenation, so I don't know how long it'll last, but we'll see. So I want to show you something. So if you look right at the top, you can't see it on the screen, but there's a curl. Yes, you can really see it. I'm gonna go to, let's go ahead and get Homer going. All right, see how their little bar up here is all curled? So what happens, and I don't know, I'm trying to see it right there. See how it goes straight up and then it curls? So what happens is there's sink back here, and it's right there. And you see that little white wire that's connecting the two sinks together? If you take that out and turn it around, it'll clean that up. Unplug it for me real quick, Bryn. All right, hold that right there for me. We're gonna turn this around. So basically, what on this connector, they've just combined, they've made a composite sink. And really, we just need the sink on the outside pin for this Konami game. So I'm gonna make it real easy and just turn it around. So this pin, and just put it on the last pin, just like that. So now both of those that pin's open right there. You can simply just take it out if you want. But if you look, go ahead and plug that back in. It's gonna clean that up. It should. Watch it not do it, but you know. It should clean that right up. So if you're seeing that little curl at the top of your, I know it works on Konami games, you can already see the letters aren't bent there. And yeah, cleaned it right up.
Homer.
You see that? That's perfect. Exactly what I thought it would do. Alright, so Brinley's gonna clean the glass a little bit, and yeah, it looks pretty good. That's nice. Let's see what's going on underneath this thing. I'm probably gonna have to go order some parts. Yeah, it looks pretty sharp. The whites are white. That's how you know. The whites are white. Okay, so let's see what kind of mystery we have inside of this. I don't like that these are bolted through the top here. And they're just bolted on. Wow, wow. The chain is not part of the game anymore. So let's take another look from this angle here. Can you see all of them? So, yeah. So, this is not the correct joystick, which is fine. I'm sure it's whatever, it's working. Got leaf switches, those are correct. Well, these aren't leaf switches. I guess that doesn't matter as much, but you know, there they go. These are the correct sticks, and these are, some of these, if they're new, these things slip out real easy, like that. See that? So new Wicos are kind of a pain in the butt in the arcade, as these slip out so easy. That's kind of a bummer, but this is the correct joysticks for the game. See, these are just a mess. I just don't like the fact that a new Wico can slip, the whole leaf switch can slip out that easy. That's a problem your father's having on his Robotron. And I've tried everything I could. It's just, they're just not made like the old ones are made. You can even see them kind of bow, and they're just made cheaper. So we're gonna have to replace these joysticks, and whether we put all Wicos back in or not, I don't know. That might be more of a pain. I put the new Wicos on, yeah, tilt me up. I put the new Wicos on the Turtles in Time when I restored it, and it's terrible because these leaf switches are constantly sliding out. You lose control of going up or down or left or right. The Simpsons Wicos weren't available, they weren't being remade yet. And again, this could be Wico, so you can correct me in the comments, but I call them Wicos, and it's probably the way I'll do it forever now. But our Simpsons doesn't have that, have different ball switches, or ball joysticks, so a decision's gonna have to be made there on whether I want to just do that and make it easy for the arcade, because I don't know that anyone matters. It's not like a fighting game or something where it really matters the feel on this particular game. So comments and below, put your comments in, tell me what you think on that, and we're gonna go look at the computer and make some decisions on buying some stuff for this game. All right, so I just want to show you guys what we're talking about with these remake Wico sticks. Go ahead and zoom on in here, Bryn. So here is, this is an original, just, this is what goes underneath the joystick here. All right, here's an original gray one, just so you can kind of see what they look like. And this is a modern one. This is the remake that they sell, like say at Arcade Shop nowadays. And so the problem with these, and any operator will tell you this, is these little clamps that clamp onto the leaf switches, they're so loose on the new one. So here's an old one, and like, I'm giving it a little bit of hell to try to get it out of there. And that is great because when you're playing the game, this moves around, and when it does, these don't slide out. That's the same on all of them. I mean, they're in there. As you can see, I mean, that's me wiggling pretty hard. This one's, the things are broke off. But this, I can just pull them out like it's nothing. And that happens while you're playing the game. So they don't come all the way out, but they pop out. And I thought, well, maybe we'll give the reproduction a benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's not the actual little clamps here. It is, but maybe it's not, is what I was thinking. Maybe it's because leaf switches have changed over time. So we'll leave that one out. I'm gonna pry one of these out here. All right, a little more effort to get that out. I can stick it in there, and I mean, it's like easy in and out, right? Here's that new leaf switch. Let's put it in here. It's difficult to get in, and it clicks. It ain't coming out. So these are really, really frustrating, and it's because of these pieces right here. The rest of it's fine. If you could take like an old Wico, the bottom shell, and just stick it on these when you buy the new ones, that's probably the way to go if you have enough of them to do. Or you can buy grommets and rebuild these. They do sell new Wico grommets, but just so you know, when you buy new Wico joysticks, especially if you're gonna have in a public arcade, you're gonna have problems because these are gonna slide out, right? That one actually was in there pretty good. See, these have one slid out so easy, so the joystick misses the input, and I have to constantly go over and slide those back out. And people say, oh, I can't go up in Turtles. I'm like, oh, okay, and I'll go over there and I'll do that and get it going. You can zip tie these. Maybe you can glue them in, which is a real pain. I don't know why you'd want to do that. They should just clip better. So there you go. Okay, let's junk this control panel. Clean this thing up a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and detach the whole thing. You just really have to pull off these two bolts. That should be, oh, I'll take it back, and maybe this bolt here. But clean those. We can take this thing outside. We need to add a little Bondo to it. We're gonna want to touch it up a little bit, make it nice and clean, and you know, sand it. We got them new decals coming in. We'll put, it'll say like Konami across the front. I want to really see if we can get free play ROMs for it. I've heard there are some, and that would alleviate the need to add buttons for the players. So you can see what I did here is I added, and they're cute, you know. I put little faces on them. A little, not that anyone notices the little details, right? That I do here in the arcade. But I put little faces on them, so you hit it, as like Homer, you know. So used to, you'd put the coin in for the individual spots, but I think there's a free-to-play ROM you could put on this thing, so you don't have to do that. You just hit the buttons and start it. So I might have done that before someone introduced that. I might have just missed it. Again, I put this together when I was barely getting into this whole arcade thing to build out our arcade here. So yeah, let's make this look nicer. So Brinley and I are gonna put all new artwork on. So we thought about, and it's gonna sound like, oh, y'all are just being lazy. We thought about like sanding this down and patching it and just going over the top of this. But if this ever peels, the new artwork's gonna peel too. So that's the fear. The other fear is if we strip this off, and we got a little run here just to see, but if we strip this off, will we be stripping wood out of it and kind of creating new mess? So in these cases, I highly suggest stripping off the artwork and putting new on, and especially with this having seams, like the original Simpsons had seams here. And if this artwork's in better shape, we would keep it. Another weird thing that just was brought to my attention today is the original Simpsons may have had an ombre to it. Like it starts blue up here and then goes down and gradually gets greener at the bottom. He makes repro artwork either way. I'm just gonna go with the regular blue because that's the way I remember it. This may have had an ombre, but see, it looks so blue here. But I don't know if that's just due to fading or what, or if there's any instances of the Simpsons arcade machine not having some sort of, you know, being very faded. Like this is blue at the top, and obviously there's fade there. It does look like it gets greener a little bit at the bottom. So there may be something to that, but with all the weird fading, like over here you see, we're just gonna go with the blue. I just think it looks better. But anyway, we're gonna use the heater and we're gonna try to get this art off the side. Okay, so wow, that took a while, but we have one side done. I love that you can see the ghost of the artwork underneath, and I guess that's just how the ink bled through to the wood. There's also this big black splatter from factory, so I don't know what they just overshot it there. Just fun stuff, you know. You may never see this, but the ghosting is really cool. Now we got to do the other side. What's your reaction to doing the other side?
It's gonna be a lot harder. It takes so much longer.
Oh no! Brinley's Nostradamus-like predictions are probably true. Well, here we go. Not a bad first day. Also noticed, or Brinley actually noticed, the marquee light doesn't come on. But we do have the sides completely stripped down. And like I said, you can see the little ghosting of the artwork on the side, which is cool. You know, the front's not in bad shape. Those coin doors aren't in bad shape. Probably pull them off and, you know, maybe repaint the front. Same thing here. We got this side completely stripped down. Got all the old T-molding off. So yeah, we got a good place to start here. I put a little piece of tape across here because I didn't want that glass getting accidentally popped out. Monitor looks great after we did the rejuvenation. Again, I don't know how long that's gonna last, but boy, it looks sharp right now. Trying to get where my camera, there we go. Where the frame rate isn't like rolling against us here too bad. Yeah, the reds are good, the greens, the blues, and I don't see anything wrong with that monitor. I was lucky we had a chassis that worked with it. It's really cool. Yeah, see that blue looks really sharp too. See the green, the trees that go by there. So pick up a little red. Oh, get out of that frame again. Yeah, looks good. Also pulled off the control panel and stripped it down the best. Just gonna need just a hair of Bondo. This side's gonna need a little work, but we're definitely, on our way here. Gosh, the most annoying noise in the arcade. Simpsons kids screaming. So I'm here with my hole saw set. It's just a cheapy one from Harbor Freight, but it's gonna do the job. So what I have to do is someone drilled a free-to-play hole here, so a credit hole, and have a slightly larger bit. I'm gonna go try to find me a piece of wood that's as thick as this, and get us a chunk to stick in that hole. And just like that, thank God Mike Murray showed up, told me how to feed it in there. Whoa!
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That looks good. That's a lot better than it was.
A wood filler and a little sanding.
Yeah. We'll be doing all right. Well, we're back at it. We're outside with the Simpsons, just looking over what we did last time here. And I noticed at the bottom there is a few little chips, and this is usually where somebody puts a dolly or hand truck under it and makes some chippiness there. So we want to go ahead and do a little Bondo on that. And then on this other side, same thing. It looks pretty good throughout. We may kind of just put just a little bit, kind of fill in a little bit of those divots when you pull the sticker off. But anyway, we do have some chips down there we'll need to clean up. So we got to do a little Bondo work this morning. Alright, so we're going to do a little Bondo today. We've got a new can of Bondo because we used all of it on the last one. We're not professionals here by any means, so you can make fun of us online if you like. We're just getting enough to get the job done. Alright, Brinley and I got the Bondoing finished. We're going to let that cure a little bit. Got a big old chunk on my side. Hope that gets it. There's a couple little spots up there that I thought needed a little help. Alright, time for some sanding. Woo! Okay, so we gave it a little light sanding just to get any kind of little rough spots off. And there's Brinley's expert Bondo work. Good job, Brinley. And a little sand on the front there. We're just gonna take those coin doors off. And then here's my side. I still have a couple little divots I gotta get in there. But overall, it's looking better. All right, well, Brinley's putting on the first coat. This is, like I said, just a dirty coat here so we can sand it and make it nice and smooth for artwork. Doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to try to seal it a little bit. And just like that, the first coat is in the bag. And the reason we do white, if you haven't watched videos before, is we like it to brighten up the artwork. You put black underneath, and it creates kind of it darkens lighter colors. But like yellows and bright blues, they look so good with white under. All right, so we're back today. It's a Tuesday. So I don't have Brinley today. It's just me and the camera here and you guys. Thanks for watching. So we're looking at this control panel again, and it's time to do a little Bondo work. We got to Bondo up this hole, and there's a lot of little screw holes. He must have had some sort of plastic plating or something on there. We're going to Bondo all that up and stick a decal right over the top. But Bondoing and sanding and a little painting is next. So this is what it looks like. I put the Bondo on, got some edges there just to fill in little chippy spots. We want it to be nice and smooth and no holes. So hopefully I got them all. Sometimes you do this and you look back and like, dang it, I missed a few. All right, so we got our second coat on. Took it outside and sanded. I didn't want to bore everyone with the sanding there, but it looks good. I think it is. After this dries, it'll be ready for artwork. Our control panel turned out really nice. Ready to rock. So, after a little more boring painting, we have the black on the front done, and it looks really sharp. I think it looks really, really good. And we're gonna have to put the coin doors back in, obviously, after this. But then we also did the box here. It looks good as well. This is probably getting those stickers. We're not fully decided yet. So if it's not getting the stickers, maybe or the decals, if it doesn't get them, maybe we do another coat, but if it does, then I'm not that concerned with it. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Brinley Cox. Brinley, what are we doing today?
Well, we have already sanded and painted everything on the Simpsons. So now we got to put the artwork back on it.
Okay.
So let's go look at the artwork.
Okay. Brinley, we're here with all the Simpsons artwork. Brinley and I worked last night when Starship was actually open, and before we left, we laid everything out, and we just did this giant ritual with tea and one coffee leading the way there. So we have some different options today. Obviously, the side art is the side art, and it is great. This came from XL Arcade, our buddy Jeff over there. We purchased the full kit from him, and we got some extras because we don't know which way we want to go. And unfortunately, you don't get a choice. But in the comments, you can tell us which way we should have went, because I know you're going to want to. Brinley, what do you think? So this is what we have going on today. We can actually remove some of the tea. So we just used these to weight it down. We didn't have any professional little sandbags or anything. This is our control panel overlay. And this we really don't have much of a choice on. But we do have a choice. The original box on The Simpsons, the control box with the control set on, was black, and just plain black all the way around. And in this modern day, they've gave us some options. So we can stick with black, or we can go with this option, which is the black Konami on the front, or, with the black Konami sides, although I don't see the other side to this. We may have put it back in the thing last. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. So we could just go with the black box, but it can simply say The Simpsons on the sides of the box. Or we can go with this, which is kind of cool. It's Konami, but this is more of the donut edition with the same color front box. So we're just gonna have to stick them up there and see. What do you think, Brendan? Which one do you like?
The blue.
The blue is calling to me too, just because I haven't seen it on anything. And this would be the side panels for the box if we did all blue all the way around. And then this is really fun, the speaker grill stickers here, which would be there's going to be a little bit of a pain to cut this part out of it, but gosh, it would be really, really cool. So if we did this, I think I'd want to do one full donut and one bitten donut. If we can, you know, play with some things today and see how we like it. So in the comments below, tell us what you would have went with. We're also, with these new options, we're giving way to some ideas for maybe the tea molding. So I've seen a lot of Simpsons go with a yellow tea molding, but the yellow never matches kind of the Simpsons yellow, so it looks odd to me. Some people like that. We'll look at it, but we're thinking maybe if we go with a few of these donut things like this, maybe we should mix in pink tea molding, which I think would be kind of hilarious. So let's check it out. Let's see what it's going to look like. Side art installation montage. Okay, Brinley. Well, it's that controversial time. Brian loves that when I say that tea molding is controversial, but a lot of people get like bent out of shape if you don't do original on the tea molding. So the original tea molding for this game was black, and it had a like kind of a leather texture. I don't know if you can see that right there. That texture is leather, but it was black, obviously. But it just had this black texture, and that's what we have on the Simpsons. That's here at the Starship. But wow, I'm burning this up. A lot of people put yellow on, and this yellow is actually not too far off. But we're actually gonna zig a little bit here, and you think we're gonna do this?
Yeah.
Brinley's thinking pink. There's a pink stripe that runs along the control panel overlay, and there's also these new donuts that we're putting on, and a little bit of pink on possibly the box. So we're going pink, like the donuts there's a pink circle on the marquee. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's which way we're gonna go. So let's put in the comments below what you think would be the best option, but and hate on us for pink, I guess, because that's what we're gonna try out. All right, so I'm putting on some tea molding here. I like to leave the art a little tucked, or just a little bit there, so it has a nice pretty seam. It doesn't always work out great, but I know y'all are probably tired of me putting on tea molding. I'm tired of filming it, to be honest with you, but I feel like if I don't, someone's gonna say, you didn't film your work. So anyway, it just makes a really nice, it folds under really nice. When you get to the corners, obviously you want to cut these little pizza wedges so it goes around the corner real easy. So I'll just cut out these little wedges just like this. And you start getting these little triangles, which take you all the way around that corner real nice, and it won't give you that ripple effect like that. You'll have a seam that closes, which is pretty cool. But other than that, there's not much else to see. It's just cutting these out and hammering it in. And I have a tips and tricks video on tea molding you can look up if you want just a more thorough version of this, but that's what I got for today. I think we're making the donut edition at this point, because this Konami logo with the O as a donut is kind of fire. So I think we're gonna go with the blue. This may be a mistake, but we can always peel it off and paint it black again and start over. But if it turns out to be one. But I think this might be really cool. So let's try that out. Well, after a little bit of work, the speaker grills are engaged. Man, they look really cool. I'm excited about those actually. So our donut edition is coming together here. I'm thinking it looks pretty sharp. Now let's finally take on this Marquee. There it is. I have it all back together and it looks really cool. But you know what I don't like? I don't like this black bar under here. What a pain. That thing kind of sucks. You know, I did not anticipate that because you don't see it on the other cabinets because it just blends right in, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna pull that off and paint it. What do you guys think? Am I wasting way too much time on this? I have a color that's close, and I've already painted this black, which, you know, it was already black, so. But everything else is looking really sharp, so I don't want that to completely take away from the cabinet. And I got a color, again, it's close, and I think it'll make it look better. We'll find out, because I can't handle it. I can't do it. So I used both of these spray paints and kind of came up with a combination color here that's really close to the vinyl here. Another option, if this doesn't look good, is to maybe wrap that in vinyl. Maybe I can get a spare piece and do that. We'll see, but I think it'll look better than the black. Oh yeah, that's way less noticeable. I like that so much better. Look at that, it's almost blended right in where you can't even tell. That's pretty cool. All right, donut edition back on track. Look at this thing, pretty sick. All right, this should be our last day working on the Simpsons. So we're having a little bit of a problem with the buttons that being too small for the holes, and I don't know if that's just the way Konami hollowed it out, but Mike Murray has a 3D printer and he printed us some little spacers. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we got these little guys on the 3D printer here, and these will go around the buttons like little collars, and that'll make it to where they don't slide around in the hole. I'll show you in a sec. All right, Brinley, so what is the problem? What are we having? What's going on here?
The buttons are having a gap in between.
As you can see, yeah, it's loose here. And what happens is when you tighten the little lock nut, it leaves that gap right there, and that's ugly. So the solution is those little rings. So I'm gonna put these little rings on. Here, put that on that for me so they can seize it. So yeah, we got the little ring, and then now no movement, no gap. And just tighten that back up and you're ready to rock. Cool. So yeah, it makes it where that button doesn't slide around and you have a nice clean No gap there. The inside of this cabinet is still quite a mess, so we need to get all of this stuff going the right direction here. They put these in here for RF interference back in the day. I'm going to take that off. I'll probably save it. And then we also got to replace one of the ROMs or chips on there to give it free play. So let's knock this out. Drilled us some new holes here, and it doesn't fit the hole in the back perfectly, but the vent will be up against it. You'll be able to get to the plug and the switches, and we got 3 points of contact, so bada bing. Okay, so we're getting down to the final parts of this game, and we have the Simpsons board. This is Konami board GX072, the Simpsons. And as you saw, we took it out, but Simpsons doesn't have a free play option on it. The Konami board set doesn't, or at least it doesn't have one that works the way you want it to work. So in the past, and you'll see on our Simpsons, we have the little buttons in the front. And that way you can hit the button for the specific Simpsons character you want to be. So if you want to be Homer, you'd hit the Homer button. Problem with that is, in a free-to-play environment, a lot of times the kids just pound those buttons and you have 99 credits on Bart. This is from mattsbasementarcade.com. He has a little free-play ROM. Now, with Mike Murray being able to, he can actually burn stuff like this and just find these online for free, but this was only like 15 bucks, 17 bucks maybe, so it's not even worth finding it and everything if I can just pay $17 and get this shipped to me. So all that is you put this ROM on, and we should have a free play option on this now. The ROM on the actual tag, it says game ROM 15C, and 15C is right here. So we're gonna pop that one out and put this one in. Hopefully we'll be able to play this thing. When you're taking any kind of ROM chip off or EEPROM or whatever, you're going to see there's these little kind of indentions on the edge. You want to make sure that you put them in the correct way. So we want to make sure we put, let's see there. There we go. We want to make sure we put that side up. In place, none of the legs are bent or sticking out. Good stuff. How you doing, Bryn?
Good, how are you?
All right, anyhow, so this is what Brinley did. She wired all this back together today. So do you think you got it all on the first try?
80% sure.
Wow, the confidence. I love it. Anyway, so she did a pretty good job. It looks fantastic. You know, there's little stuff here and there, but we had a really nasty wire from the previous owner to deal with. We got the power supply and the board back in it, so I think we gotta try this thing out. You want to do the honors and plug it in and see if it even comes on. It might not, but that's okay. Ooh, lit up. Or man, the Marquee did. Wow, look at that. The Simpsons. Nice. Colors look pretty good. The sky's a little purple.
Yeah.
Have to take a little red out of it maybe, but boy, it looks good other than that. All right, see if you can just go to Homer here and play. Let's see if he just starts up.
Homer.
Look at that. The free play ROM worked. Holy smoke. Hey, we don't have a light in our Marquee. What happened there?
Oh, shoot.
I must have not hooked something up. It's working. I love it. Ooh, so I want to see what.
That's right.
Whoa!
Jump. Jump and attack. Homer's all right.
Homer's right. Wiggle yours. There you go. So okay.
Attack, jump, up, down.
Okay, let's try Marge. Marge is in the game.
Right, left. Oh.
Oh, something's going on there. Oh, attack and jumper backwards. Okay, okay. Bart. Left.
Awesome.
Right. Or left, right. Uh-oh, you got on top of Homer. Maybe Homer can throw him or something. Wiggle him loose somehow. Oh, no. Too much action. Go find some enemies. Just push them both that way.
Okay.
You gotta push Marge, too. Brinley's having to play on the fly here. Okay. So Bart, separate Bart from the crew.
Attack and jump need to be switched.
You got a reverse on the attack jump. All right, try Maggie out.
Left, up, down.
So the joystick theory worked.
And then jump. Maggie's right, Homer's right. These need to be switched, and then the up for Marge.
Okay.
Yes.
That's pretty good for a blind wiring job. So good job. And the free play works, so that's also awesome. All right, let's fix those things. All right, this is our Simpsons in the dark test. So Marquee looking real nice. Monitor looking real nice. We got it tuned in just right. Sick. What do you think? How'd we do? Brinley, what do you think?
I think we did pretty good.
She thinks we crushed it. I think we kind of killed it and crushed it myself, but you may disagree. So this is where it becomes interactive. You can leave your comments below. Tell us we should have went with the black team molding, or y'all would have done something different with the joysticks, or the monitor, or the marquee, or whatever. We're open to suggestion, if you will. Thanks again for watching. Brinley, you got anything?
Like, subscribe.
Like and subscribe. I always forget to say like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe this content. We want to someday hang that plaque, that silver plaque with the little play. We want a play button. We want a YouTube play button. We're only 80,000 subscribers away. You could be the one that pushes us over. So, yeah, like and subscribe, and we'll see you the next time we put together a video.
Prepare to qualify.